Yo, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss when I go live or upload. We're here again, and today I want to talk about the aftermath of Imaginary Players, Cardi B. I'm not letting up with the commentary, and honestly, I don't care. I have to say what's on my mind, because I've been watching a lot unfold online today, and it pushed me to speak on it. I want to dive into this whole thing about hip-hop, Cardi trying to put herself in a certain position, and all these different takes I've seen online. Some people love it, some don't. But what I'm really seeing is a whole lot of gaslighting. So don't forget to like this video and watch until the very end. Now let's get into it. Cardi B's record dropped last night. And remember when Outside came out? That was supposed to be the Hood Rat anthem, and it climbed straight up to number 10 on Apple Music. This one, though? It feels slower, way slower. This track is a retro-style, vintage rap type of record that, honestly, Cardi B just doesn't fit on. With that chopped-up delivery, the heavy Spanish accent in her tone, and the way her voice comes across, it just doesn't work. She didn't earn her spot on this one. One thing I want to point out is I spent a lot of time listening to commentary from different creators today, and something I heard really stuck with me. It was from Armin Wiggins. He said this, and honestly, I've said something like it before too. I don't believe Cardi B is better than any rap chick out there, especially not any black rap chick. I don't think her delivery tops any of them. Cardi has been placed in a certain position in hip-hop, but here's the issue. Everyone else has to go extra hard. When it's Nicki, Megan, Doja, or any other artist, people are so quick to label them whack. But when it's Cardi, people are okay with average, like it's some huge deal. Now, I wasn't bothered when I dropped my video last night saying exactly how I felt about the track and the way she sounded on it. But what surprised me today was seeing the reactions online. A lot of her own fans weren't feeling it. They didn't like the way she came across, and it wasn't the type of record they were hoping for from her. But here's the thing you need to understand. Cardi B is chasing the same respect that Nicki Minaj gets. She wants to be seen as a real spitter. But the truth is, she's never going to be one. You don't even have ink in your pen, but the way she moves feels so fake. Think about it. Remember when Nicki dropped Red Ruby de Sleaze on her last project? Everyone was saying, Nicki's rapping, and the energy was crazy. Cardi wants that same reaction, but the truth is she doesn't sound good trying to pull it off. And let's be real, we all know she's not writing these verses herself. That's no secret. Now, I actually want to read a tweet I wrote just summing up what I've seen people saying. A lot of her own fans were arguing with each other online, upset about this release. I also noticed Megan Thee Stallion's fans getting into it, especially when people started trying to give Cardi credit over Megan. Some even said, oh, Bigger in Texas was the last best female rap song released. Look, I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of Bigger in Texas. I don't really check for Megan like that. But when she delivers her verses, it sounds more natural and smoother than what Cardi does. That's just my take. There's nothing about Cardi's delivery here that stands out as great. And the vibe she gives is like that one girl in school who never had Jordans, finally gets a pair, and now walks around acting like she's above everybody. That's exactly the energy she puts out. What really rubbed me the wrong way was people trying to lecture us, the ones who've been fed steak, lobster, and shrimp in this game, like we've been eating good. They tried to say that if we didn't like the song, then we were just haters, who didn't understand real hip-hop. Are you serious? That's why I had to make this tweet, and honestly, it's exactly how I feel. I said, I think the most offensive thing about people trying to force Cardi B being hip-hop on the smart and fully aware music heads. The trying to push that Cardi B is hip-hop on the smart and fully aware music heads. The gaslighting these imbeciles try to purport in an attempt to try to make us question our train of thought is crazy. Cardi is not better than any black female rapper. She's not even the creator behind the words. They want her to be a martyr of lyricism so bad. And here's the truth. No matter what Cardi did on Imaginary Hustlers, or even if you think Jay-Z gave her a cosign, he didn't get on that track with her. He just made sure his own record lived on. That was about his art, not hers. I even read something online where someone said, how you get on Imaginary Player sounding like you came up in a classroom with 3 other people? And honestly, that hit. Because when I look at Cardi B, especially when she was on Apple Music or even when she's live, it's so clear She curses nonstop. Every other word is a curse. It shows her vocabulary just isn't there. It's always F this, F that. And that's the image she puts out. She's out here saying the N-word over and over, and honestly, it just feels tired at this point. Cardi B comes across as repetitive, the same moves, the same approach, again and again. The truth is, without her team making everything look bigger than it really is, she wouldn't seem as larger than life as they try to portray. On her own, she feels small-minded, and that's just how I see her. Now, going back to the whole gaslighting thing I mentioned before, people tried to act like something was wrong with us for not liking the song. I tweeted about it saying, "The response people trying to gaslight real music fans like we ain't eating the steak and potatoes and the damn lobster and all of that, right?" Cardi B is microwave shrimp. You know when you go to the store and you see that they got that coconut shrimp and it's microwaved and you got that's what that they think is potent. It's not. And here's the thing. Even Cardi's own fans didn't really rock with imaginary players. Megan Thee Stallion's fans were going at her too, calling it out heavy. Meanwhile, Cardi was on her Apple Music Live, singing along to Megan's track and showing her love. But of course, that's Megan's song, so of course she's going to do that. At the end of the day, it's wild how badly Cardi wants to be lifted up and seen as one of the greats. But can you really blame her when so many Black women keep boosting her up, making her believe she belongs in that lane? Cardi isn't even the one creating these words. She's not the artist behind them. Most likely, she's just repeating something someone else wrote down. Maybe she caught a line, scribbled it in her notes, and thought, "I'll take that and flip it." She probably figured that since the battle was 5 years ago, nobody would remember. But let me tell you something. Memory is powerful. It's one of the most amazing tools we have. The second I heard her say that line on the track, I instantly thought, wait, I've heard that before. She straight up took it from Miss Hustle. Another thing I need to call out. Cardi trying to rewrite history with that first rap in Vogue line. Everybody online caught it. We all know Nicki Minaj was the first rapper on Vogue, specifically Vogue Arabia. That's facts. So why try to flip it? Is it just because Cardi was on Vogue US? Sure, Vogue US hits harder for us here, in America, but branding-wise, Nicki was still first. Cardi twisting it doesn't change that. Like I said, Nicki was still on Vogue first. So for Cardi to try rewriting history? That's exactly the problem. Cardi carries herself like someone who never had Jordans, never had the shine, was always looked at as dirty or irrelevant. And the moment she got fame, she made sure everyone had to kiss her ass. That's the vibe she gives off. Cardi strikes me as the type who purposely surrounds herself with people beneath her just so she can feel above them. But real ones? We want to hang with people who are leveling up like us. No jealousy, no envy, just learning and growing together. Cardi doesn't move like that. She wants to feel like the best in the room. You can hear it in Imaginary Players, with the way she talks down to the JTs, the Saweeties, the Ice Spices, acting like she's on a higher level. But here's the truth. She could never direct that same energy toward Nicki. She knows better. Nicki just dropped her 5th album and is still dominating. I'd like to see Cardi run through 5 eras, 5 albums, 5 tours. Let's see her do that. But the fact is, Cardi dropped this track just to push herself as a top woman in hip-hop, knowing her pen has no ink in it. That pen is empty, and she knows it. What bothers me is how people online tried to gaslight others, acting like the issue was with us for calling it out. That's not it at all. We just see through the act. Man, these people are straight up obtuse. Like, if you think we're just supposed to accept it just because she put it out? Nah, I'm not accepting nothing. Not at all. The aftermath speaks for itself. If this record was really that big, why isn't it sitting at #1 on Apple Music? Why? Y'all shot outside up there, right? So why not this one? That tells you everything you need to know. Cardi's out here talking her mess, saying she's going to be popping even more on the album. Cool. We'll wait and see what she's talking about, and when it drops, we'll break it down too. But let's be real. Cardi will never be competitive with Nicki. That pen game, nowhere near the same. The thought process, the delivery, the way the bars are put together, Nicki built that from her own mind. Cardi gotta wait on somebody else to feed her lines, give her direction, and then pray her fans run with it. But the charts are already telling a different story. So yeah, potent pondering, get in the comments and let me know how you feel. Did you see all that gaslighting online today? People trying to say we don't know hip-hop or we don't know good music? Nah, cut that out. We know exactly what's going on. I'm up out of here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up, and stay tuned. Peace.